you did get to go on the road with them, right?
Yeah, I was like 13, 12, 13 at the
Let me
time.
ask you this, man, because I'm gonna tell you it's a lot of stuff that goes on that world, that road, man. It's a lot of women everywhere, and you with some the hottest gangster rap group of the time, man. They big as hell. What was going on out there, man? Was you behaving yourself?
Not at all. Not at
Tell
all.
me some stories, dog.
Warren
You
Lee,
got a girl at home now?
Warren Lee. But now, yeah, man, it was like, it was, and when I look back on it now, the effects of it has like caused my value that I place in women to be on something that's like probably ain't cool because it's like at that age, I'm doing nothing but grown up shows, nothing but grown up women. And these women is not even caring about their age and nothing. They just, the status and what you got going on is like, hey, so it's like at that time I'm naive to the fact that I'm my age that I am and these women are grown. I'm just me, and we everybody doing what we do. We blowing and popping bad chicks or whatever. But it's like at the end of the day, it was like, damn. But then it used to be like a joke thing, like real funny, because it'll be like, oh, he's so cute, yada 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 yada. And like them niggas will be sick in the moment, like, okay, you think he just a little kid and it's a game, and it'll be like it'll turn real grown, real grown, nasty, and mature real fast, man.
Oh man, so let me ask you this: what was the oldest chick you knocked down when you was 12 or 13?
I don't have no knowledge of that big still. I ain't gonna lie.
You ain't gonna lie, you just knew you was just doing your thing, huh?
Yeah, I know. Protocol. The clubs we was doing, you supposed to been 18 and up.
Mhm.
So anywhere from 18 on up.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
I'm pretty sure it wasn't too many OG chicks up in there. I'm pretty sure there's 25, 26 age range.
Probably, and then you man, like certain environments. Um, your environment is like you gravitate toward what the scene is. So it's like if you at a Ghetto Boys Scarface concert, pretty much what's gravitating toward is like hood chicks and
Right.
project chicks and G chicks,
Right.
and ain't nobody tripping, man. It's a bunch of G's, and this what we affiliate with, this what we gravitate toward, and hey, ain't nobody mad at the end of the day.
Yeah. Let
So
me let me ask you this too, Lo. So being that you were out on the road and obviously, these is real, a lot of these cats are street niggas and they street acts as well. Did y'all ever encounter like gangster shit out on the road? Did you ever have to witness some of that?
Hell yeah. I think one time we was doing a show in I want to say San Francisco, and like the minute we stepped on stage, I don't know what it jumped off, but like them things got the ringing, and then it used to be like it used to be spots where like in Dallas, man, they had a club I think called Genesis or something like that, man. And the moment we stepped off the tour bus, you cars getting broken. Yeah, it was a whole like one of the spots that I know for shit show that they super respected and everybody was on their P's and super on like all security, everything on deck. I think was like I want to say like East St. Louis or whatever. Like
mm,
yeah, like it was, and then like um I know one of the memories I have that stay in my brain that I never forget. And I was chopping it up. I don't want to, disrespect your show by mentioning no other shows, but I was chopping it up with, a dude from the Shy. And I remember we had did a show in Southside Chicago, the amphitheater. And
mhm.
they had the like it was like us, Easy E, um I forget who else was on there, but it's like in the middle of our show, like we stopped it and like introduced Shorty G out, and Shorty G came out, and the whole theater, started throwing up, but they throw up, and it was like, damn, like even when we was in the mall, like them Shot Town dudes, like the folks down there, they was like they told our security, hey, y'all man was going ahead and burn, bro, like we got face. be good. Like we got y'all, and it was respected, and it was like, damn, this some real gangster shit here, man. Like, yeah, but
Yeah, I
it was real.
noticed with rap a lot, they real heavily influenced with the Chicago cats because you had Larry Hoover on the early Ghetto Boy albums and everything else. So they do definitely got a special bond going on
Yeah,
with Chicago and through the Midwest as a whole, because the Midwest, if I'm not wrong, outside of Texas, that was one of the first places that the Ghetto Boys took off at. The rap a lot really took off at, like the Clevelands,
Facts.
the Chicagos, and the
Yep.
St. Louis's and the Kansas cities and all them, different places.
yeah. I
Rap
think
a lot.
even I think even like somewhere like no, I'm not correct, but I think like either in like Gary, Indiana, or somewhere in
For
that
sure.
area, they got a whole clique called the Ghetto Boys. Like back
Mhm.
then, I don't know if it's still, but yeah, like yeah, it was love out there.
I
Let me
believe
ask
that.
you too, Lo. Oh, go ahead. My bad, still.
No, you got to go on, Corey. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna tell you. So during that era, we seen an emergence of, like you said, kid rappers coming up. Were you ever did you ever mesh or be around some of the other acts back in the day, the crisscrosses and the did you ever come across them? And how did you relate to them? Because you was like in a lane by yourself at the time.
Who I related to and who I really felt and rocked with outside of like Houston, the Fifth Ward Juveniles was that group Illegal.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But it's funny, man. Luke, Uncle Luke, one time had threw us a concert out there in Miami, and Face young and wild, man. He be so he tried to like pump me up to like squabble, crisscross, any one of them, but I wasn't able to like just physically get access to him. But that's the type stuff me and Face used to be on, man. Like,
So Scarface wanted you to whoop Chris Cross's ass.
yeah, man, just dry, just doing something, no personal
Yeah.
reasons or nothing,
Mhm.
but
Yeah.
like, we had did a show in Atlanta, and the little dude, Malik from Illegal, it was us, Legal, Onyx, and Illegal. Like he really rocked with me and rap a lot. So it's like he had parked his car, jumped on the tour bus with us, and like, rap a lot was real like protective of me because I get loose and get wild. So when me and Malik got together, we had snuck off, jumped in the cab, and burnt, and they was and we just was doing us, and they was pretty hot about it. But yeah, that group illegal, man, like I really rocked them dude. Them dude at my age and them being my age, they was really like on the same wavelength. And
And they
Yeah,
from the East Coast, right? Wasn't they from New York or something?
yeah, I think
Yeah.
Jamal might have been like from Philly or something, but I ain't
Yeah.
sure. But yeah, I think they
Right.
from up that way.
yeah,
Yeah.
them dudes definitely was your counterparts as far as with that street shit. Let me ask you this, man: did Jay Prince ever just get in your ass like, "Look, little nigga, I'm tired of talking to you"?
Um, Not him personally, but like Big Chief,
Hmm.
um, Cornell X, uh Bushwick used to stay on my row. Um, like pretty much them was like pretty much the main ones who was the ones that was trying to discipline me and keep me on the straight and narrow.
What was your relationship like with Bushwick? Because I knew Bushwick as well, and Bushwick is probably one of the most intelligent, well-read people I've ever known or talked to.
Man, for
What was
real.
that like with Bushwick?
Um, when I was like 12 and 13, anybody who was trying to like guide me right or you know get in my business with me doing what I like to do, I would like run from you or tune you out. So during that era, it was like when he come around or whatever, I would kind of like but like as time had passed, when I got older, and I used to bump into him when we used to kick it, on a more older and growner note, it was like a whole lot of respect and love, man, and and me being able to remember him playing that role in my life during then when I was older now and more mature mentally, it was like it was a whole respect thing. And
Yeah.
I know. you know, you were a young dude, but you was very much in the streets. Like you said, you know, you was hopping out on people, you know, giving people what they needed, you know, whether it was some blow of weed or whatever, right? And from what I understand, correct me if I'm wrong, you still was in the streets even at the height of your popularity on Rap a Lot.
Yeah.
So you was still out there, you was still out there on the blade selling, slanging.
Yeah, because I was naive to the blessing that the higher power had gave me. I was naive to all that. So it was like while I'm out there, it'll be so many people like, bro, Scarface your brother, bro. Like, I just seen your video on BET. Like, I just seen you in the magazine. Why is you out here? And I'm like, the fuck that mean? Like, what they gotta do with anything? Like,
Yeah.
this is me. This is what I do. Like, the fuck. So,
Let
but
me
I
ask you this too, Lo. Let me ask you this. So you still out in the trap. So when you signed with Rap a Lot, I mean, did your life change financially? Because I'm assuming that if your life changed with the money, then you probably wouldn't have been out there. Maybe not. But did things change for you financially once you got with Rap a Lot?
not overnight.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like a process, bro. It's like, you know, once you know how a lot of people, man, you know, I can't speak for no other artists. I can only speak for myself. So like I tell a lot of people, man, when I explain it for me personally, all that talk about Jay Prince, what he do to his artists and how he mess over his artists, from the knowledge I done gained and from what I done seen, the rap game, business is business. So here it is. If Big Steel is out in the streets doing whatever he doing, and I believe in his potential, and I take, you know, just hypothetically speaking, 100, 300,000 of my hard-earned money and invest it into Big Steel's potential. If Big Steel don't blow or get me a return on my investment, I lose. But Big Steel is now Big Steel. He has a career. He has a lane. He has a platform. He has something that he can build off of way greater and better than what it was before I discovered him and invested into his potential. So as time goes on, you know, it's like the process is far as the royalty things and stuff, that's a process. That's, you know, that takes the time that it takes. But like doing the shows, getting paid from the shows and all that old stuff, it was like it was cool. But it's like what people don't be understanding, people be confusing that even though Rap A Lot was an independent national label and you had access to the major radio stations and the BETs and the MTVs and all that old stuff, we wasn't artists. Well, I'm gonna speak for myself. I wasn't an artist that was gold, platinum, selling
Right.
millions of
Right.
copies. So it's like I'm still doing like shows and stuff based on, you know, the sales and the
Yeah.
type of clubs and stuff that we doing. So yeah, but I mean, it helped with my score.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah,
So you say you got some recop money, huh?
yeah, 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 yeah,
So,
yeah,
so
yeah.
you didn't get no advance when you first signed with Rap a Lot. You didn't get like $30,000, $40,000 when you first signed.
Nah, I didn't get the advancement.
Yeah, that's how it is sometimes with the independent labels. They don't get those, you know, the bigger advances. But Rap a Lot, you know, Rap a Lot was one of the more successful independent rap labels, I would say,
Yeah.
Yeah.
especially during that
Especially
time.
at
They was,
that time. Yeah.
you know, they
But
was
like I
going
say,
gold down.
I can only speak for myself now. The other artists being the age that they were and the knowledge they may have, they may have negotiated and got what it is that they supposed to got. But me being the age that I was and everything it probably took and the investment that it probably took and to just make all that happen, I mean, I wasn't expecting nothing and at the end of the day, even when I look back on it now, it's still all love and respect because if it wasn't never for that, you know, man, I wouldn't be even sitting here talking to y'all.
Yeah.
You know, I
Yeah,
still
you
wouldn't have,
got the right attitude about it for sure. Because I know it's a lot of
Mhm.
people that get bitter, and I always tell them, man, you can't get bitter about the past. You just got to get educated, man, and move forward.
yeah.
And then what he said made a lot of sense too. I mean, the fact that you educated yourself to the business, because you're right. If he spend, if the label, independent label spend a couple 100,000, and you only selling a couple 100,000. You know what I'm saying? And you got videos, you got so much shit that got to be paid for. So you still got to recoup before you can make some money. You know
And
what I
this
mean? So,
and
yeah,
this ain't going on in today's era where
right.
you can do so much
Yeah,
cost cutting with
yeah,
all
for
the
sure,
stuff that's now. This is
sure.
back in the game where producers is probably still charging 10, 20 bands a beat,
Yep.
studio time probably still a hour, you know what I'm
Fact,
saying?
fact.
Being able to, on the slick do the payola things with the
Yep.
major label with the major radio stations and stuff like all that.
Mhm.
That wasn't coming out of my pocket.
Yeah. And then you had hard costs back then because you had to pay for posters,
All
stickers,
that,
flyers,
everything,
Yeah.
everything,
CDs,
man.
all of that. You know.
CDs, you gotta remember, Corp, back
Yeah.
then you put out a record, you had vinyl, you had to press up your
Yep.
promotional vinyl, you
Right.
had cassettes,
Right.
you had
Right.
CDs. It was a lot of
Right.
stuff. You might mess around even as independent. Hell, y'all release a project, you out $15,000 before you even see a dollar back.
That's a fact.
And then if you have a business sense and you know anything about money, I ain't investing 300,000, 400,000 into you to make 400,000 back.
Right. That's a
Mhm.
fact.
Yeah, so it's like, man,
Man, you know what was funny too, Low? You got a better mindset than some of these grown folks, man.
Yeah. Right.
man, because
Right.
with me, man, it's all about what makes sense, and real is real, fake is fake. It's no gray area.
Hmm.
So at the end of the day, man, when somebody is real, is real, and I only respect real, man. I only respect what makes sense.
So